Hi, my lovely spectators. Dee Dee here with some stuff. So we're back to receiving Temu packages. And so today, a nice big chunky one came with 57 items. They will be coordinated because this is to feed into my other craziness, which is crafting. So I'll show you all the stuff that I got, and yeah, we'll take it from there. So first item out the box, out the bag. What happened to those orange bags? They don't have orange bags anymore. Is this little scoring board, and it comes with a punch. So yeah, this is good. It has the directions on how to. Let's actually see if it has it on the actual device itself. Let's see. Yep, it does. So this will help to make the envelopes, and the directions are here, and you will make it on that side following this. So cool. And it's got some embossing things here too. Anyway, oopsie, that was the first item. So yeah, so you see where we're going, right? We're going on a crafty little adventure. Let me grab the garbage bag so that I could throw all the packaging out. Second thing is a stencil. Now, I need to go through my stencil because you want these intricate stencils for doing junk journaling and whatnot. Art journaling. And then what happens is you keep buying the same damn thing. So this looks vaguely familiar. So I might already have this one. And if I do, it costs what, $1 or so? I will have another one. So when I have a friend crafting with me, we can both use the same stencil and not have to wait. So this way I like because it has mathematical and hints of chemistry in here. So I thought it was, you know, being a math teacher, kind of up my alley. Got another stencil. This is another one that has that mathematical engineering kind of vibe. So let me take this out and show you on the green thing, cutting mat. So, yeah, I don't know if anybody out here is into crafting of any kind of sort, but I figured I'd show it. So this has an engineering kind of feel. You've got gears and pistons and everything in here. And I think there's a couple of, maybe possibly a number or two. That's a 3, so it would be this way. So you look at the stencil and you try to get hints. So that's like a 67 or something. And you know which way technically it should be used. So yeah, so that's that. Okay. Oh, wow, there's so much in here. Oh wow, this one. Okay. I think this was like $6, but I am like mega impressed. This is a knockoff, I think, to what's his name? Tim Holtz, you know, because, you know, that's how it goes. This is a really good find. I'm not going to open and take this one out. The stamps I'm not going to take out, but perfect thing to add information, sentiments. It seems really dark all of a sudden. Let's see here. I don't know why. Sorry, this is not working. Okay, I don't know if that's gonna, it looks a little better. Sorry about that glare from the other side, but what is going on? Okay. Yeah, so you got, you know, things like to from, you got numbers, you got postage, you got big numbers, you got a 6 or a 9, depending on how you do it, an 8 or a 5. But other little things. So it really has that Tim Holtz like grungy, use me for some junk journaling. So that's what you're gonna see. A lot of stuff that can go towards that junk journaling craze that I'm, you know, participating in right now, the rabbit hole that I'm going down. So here's another stencil. So really for the background, you want to have that little bit of, you know, hidden text, postage stamps, circular, you know, that kind of look as a background. And then you layer and layer and you put it together until you have a nice little cluster or vignette of things that are antique-y, vintagey, and all of that good stuff. Okay, So I got a T-square, a little T-square. I know I have one someplace, possibly two, but I cannot find it for the life of me. So what do? We buy another one. I think I actually got two. There might be another one in here so that I could have one in one bag and in the other bag. So we might come across another one. So it's just a 6-inch T-square because working on smaller things, you know, you want to center things, you want things to be right and squared. So this would help to do that, and you don't have to have this long big one in the way. What is this? Okay, so this is not, I'm not digging this right now. So I already pulled off that layer that's supposed to be, oh, this is, okay, wait a minute. This is a whole sticker. Let's see what's going on here. That's so bizarre. Okay, so now this is clear. This is good because it was also, oh, you know what it's for? I'll tell you what it's for, guys. This is the poor excuse for, how is it? Like when you want to line something up, right? You need to be able to know where to stop. So it'll stop the item. So it's a little funky, but yeah. I put it back flush with the bottom here. It's just a stopper so that it stops at that and you can get your right angles and get your measurements. Not happy about the cloudiness, but I think it was like $2. You know how it is, right? We always think these things are like $2-3, and then when we look at the receipt, we realize, yeah, no. Okay. Let me keep digging in for stamps. Okay. So, this is another stamp set. This actually is a full stamp, a full stamp, meaning everything is stamped at once. So this is kind of really good if you want to make like a massive like masterboard, and then you can just stamp them and rotate it, and then you can cut it up and utilize, you know, punches and get these graphical images in there. So nice. This is cool. I didn't realize actually that it was one of those full stamps. All right. Then I have this one, which has a French feel. So it's got this little, I don't know, almost like a sales list for, oh my God, a sales list for ordering whatever garments that are being ordered. And then you see the different corsets and a sewing machine, the fan, and a pair of scissors. So really, really cute. I'm so sorry about this light. Okay. Yeah, next one is this is cute. This will give the impression of having a binder clip or a tab, what is this called again? Clothespin, paper clip. So it's just something that you can add to the page. You can add to, you can stamp it, then you can cut it out and add it to part of your design, your layout, whatever you want to call that. Oh, this isn't for junk journaling. This is just a die set that will create a channel that you could then run an object around your page. So it creates this channel, and you can put a penny and put something above it, and then it'll run this way. So a lot of different directions. Okay. All right, another stamp set. So this one I got because there is a bingo. I know it's backwards because you can see it. A bingo card in here, and then you have a couple of other numerical cards. Emergency ticket, it says. And some of these things don't have Thursday, 10/28. So there is some text here, but it's hard to read. And like I said, there's always a distress look when you're doing junk journaling. So yeah. Here we go. This is another set. This set is a topographical. So you have the continents on here. You have ships in the ocean, some hint of continents. And then you have like the wave patterns, like when, you know, you're trying to do some charting. So I thought this was cool to kind of add to that background and add some variety. Because, you know, you don't always want to be doing the same thing. And as much as, you know, we want to buy the the fancy, this is actually the way to go, I think, because you can get them for really inexpensive, and if they're not the best quality, they still work because of the grunge factor. So these are textures of damask and different types of fabrics. So just to have that little bit of a little bit of a stamp there here that has some texture. So that'll go good with, like, a grungy junk journal about like women's fashion. So like I have that French thing, right? Okay, this one has small little again, layering of words and symbols. You have the month of September for here for some reason. Why it's September, I'm not sure. You've got a 2. You've got some morning, but you have like spring, autumn, winter, summer. So not all of this is going to be able to work with the junk journaling situation, but it is can tuck here and there. Some of them will, some of them won't. But, again, I think the highest price stamp set that I purchased was like $3. Here's one that has keys and clocks. So the words are probably not anything that I would be using in the junk journal, but things like this key entry, this clock here, definitely. This guy here right there, those are really nice. And then like even these guys here. So these are all individual, so I can pick and choose what I want to use. Okay. Here's another one that has a writer's feel. So you have the paper. You have some stitching. So in junk journaling, you can put together signatures and you can stitch them. And so the stitching is there and you can make that stitching look like it's all around. You've got a couple different textures, a couple different stamps that are tickets. We've got splotches. What's this guy in the middle? I'm not sure because I can't see from the other side. And you have some text. And I think this is in English, so we could read it. You got coffee stains, paper clips, thumb clip, so a variety of office-y kind of stuff. Okay, here's another texture one. Textures are big, so you want to add textures to the text and the font and the book pages and the things that you buy, and you put on your journal. So we've got coffee splatters, we've got, I'm not sure what this is, some splotches, we've got wall patterns, fencing. This almost feels like tire. So yeah, so a bunch of different shapes and different things you can add to accentuate the backgrounds. Here's another one. This one is the labels. Yes, labels. So the labels that you will see has some names. So this is London. It has a date, 2007. It's like, that's not that long ago. Arrival to Amsterdam. Bus service. Numbers are big in junk journals. Having these tickets are big in junk journals. And so this is a nice versatile stamp. And it has the main shapes. You've got this octagon, you've got rectangles, you've got these ticket shapes with the indents, you've got this sideways octagon. There's also a diamond sometimes that we use, circles. Very versatile. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, there we go. Here's another. Okay, so this one was because of the light bulbs. That's another motif that's really popular that adds a little something to that vintagey flair. So we've got a cluster of them up here, and we've got a couple, and they have the floral attached to them. This one I feel like is a broken one. No, it's not. It's just like really in that design. So yeah, nice little add to the edge or the top. Okay, and then we have this guy, which is a postal feel, and we've got two envelopes together. I almost feel like this looks like a candy cane, so I don't know about that. And then we've got some more numbers. We've got October 11, 1930. Tier B was $5.20. So a lot of variety to add these little things to little mini envelopes that you might do in your journaling. Okay. We've got another set of, this one is a little less impressive. It has its own layering, and I think that's why, and I saw a lot of this grid lines that drew my attention. So this fern will probably be the one I would use the most. The ones that have great minds, you know, love, thank you, charming, you know, these are so inexpensive that I would just like cut that off and not even include that in the stamping process. And if you cut it off and you know, you can always just like slap it back on. So it's not a big deal. Okay. All right. I think, nope, there's one more. There may be others, but this is one more on the top. These are facial features. So that is something that drew my attention. So we've got eyes in a magnifying glass, lips, ears, eyebrows, really funky. So just something a little different. Add that little whimsy, that little crazy whimsy. Okay, so if I come across any other ones, I will let you know. All right, this is a pack of paper. Again, I think this is a couple, everything, like I said, everything's a couple bucks. So the most expensive thing I got was, I think, a punch that's in, no, the punch board and the scoreboard. That was like $6. Okay, so we've got a set of papers that are all different. So what I probably will do is I will scan these into the computer, and I can always just print out more when I need them. So that's another quick trick for junk journalers, because they are plain on the back. They're just a little bit like copy paper, maybe just a little bit. They're not really cardstock, but cool. Totally can see using just a section and then putting something together. So definitely want to be able to scan that, utilize these, and then if I ever want to utilize them again, then I can just print out what I need. So that's another quick trick, hack, whatever you call it. Okay. So we got some tools. I purchased this guy here. So this is a set of tools that will help with, oh, this is so cute. This is like another one of these. So this is a little tiny, what is this called? Cutting mat. Oh my god, that is so funny. That is adorable. So we have X-Acto blades, and then we have this little tweezer. The tweezers are plastic. Not too impressed with that. But the other stuff seems, you know. And it's just to cut little things and, like, you know, around. So, you know, you do a lot of fussy cutting when you're junk journaling because you want to get those pieces that you want. And you want to be specific. So, yeah. So I got myself a little set just to have in my stash in case, you know, I need it. Because we have duplicates of a lot of stuff, meaning crafters is the we. Because I think when we are in one place and we have one set of ideas, we have the tools that we need then and there. And then we go and we move on to a different place. All right, so these three are, I said three because there's another, here we go. These three are punches that I'm getting. This is like to have a secondary set. I know that I have sets that do these things, but again, they're still packed up. And so if I want to continue doing and having that, you know, variety and ease, then, and so, you know, just find a way to have a little bit more of an inexpensive kind of thing. So let me show you what they do. Because again, you know, when you're creating and you're making designs and you're trying to put together a portfolio or a tag or a junk journal, you're going to want to have certain things look a certain way. So let me grab a piece of paper. Okay. Okay, I'm going to just grab a piece of paper from a stash over here. Okay. Alright, so I just grabbed a piece of paper. This is cardstock, probably like 65-pound weight. So the first thing to notice is that you're going to have some rounding. So you have the ability to round, and it comes with three different sizes. So you have a small, you got a medium, and then you have a larger round. Okay, so much more of a bigger curve. So that is what this little blue guy does. You also have this, which also will create different types. This is another type of cut that you can have at the end. And so now I'm going to need to cut off and get a straight corner. As straight as I can get it with me cutting freehand. This one does that little inside divot. Again, my cutting is not the best, but you see it right there. That's this guy. And then this one is, get it in there better. It's like a little, yeah, a little nipple almost. That's what it looks like. Okay, and then the last one, which is another one that's really helpful, is the one for the tags. So basically you have the top of a piece of paper, you want it to make it look like a tag, you can get to cut the corner off, right? And it has, that's the small, let's make it a little bigger, and then let's make it even bigger. So depending upon how deep you want that angle. So these are like kind of like a staple in what we use to get the papers and stuff to look the way that we want them to look. Okay, let me get this out of the way and keep going because there's still more stuff. Okay, this is they called it aluminum tape. It's just an item that I want to see if I can somehow create a distressed metal looking type of item. So we're gonna see how that goes. I just want to feel the thickness of it. Oh wow, it's like super thin. Okay, where is the beginning? Is the beginning here? Yeah, the beginning is here. Let's see here. Okay, wow, this is really thin. So, no, hold up. Oh, wow. This is like tinfoil on sticker. So already you have this crinkle just by lifting it up. If you can put some distressed ink on here, you might be able to get a kind of a look. If you stamp with like stays on, it sticks to slick surfaces. So yeah, this is a lot thinner than I thought. I don't know, I thought it was going to be more like duct tape. But yeah, so we're just gonna tape that up and put it to the side. Okay, but interesting little thing. I'm gonna just leave the one that I started on the side so I can play with that later. Okay, any more tools? I don't see, but I don't know. Okay, let's see what this is. Let's see what this is. Okay, so this is, this is a box of like 1,000 little ephemeras. So yeah, I think if you were to, search for junk journaling, you would find a lot of people that are doing it. And a lot of the people who are doing it have a lot of supplies, a lot of variety, because you're playing with paper, right? And you're going to need that variety to make the things look the way that you want them to feel. So this has a bunch of these vintage style tags and stuff. So that is supposed to have 1,000 of them in here. So that is like so cool. I think they're just tags, so you would have to use glue. They're not stickers. Some things have come and they've been stickers as I've been getting into this. Oh no, look at that. Looky, it's a sticker. That is cool. It's actually a washi sticker, so it's like has a little bit of translucency, so you can see the other stuff underneath it. Oh no, wait a minute. Anyway, that's good. So that I'm like, I think this was also high up there, like almost 5. So this was a good 1,000 pieces. Wow. This is awesome. Okay, let's see. I know I got a bunch of other embellishment type things. Let's see what's in here. What's in here? Retro imprint of books. Retro imprint series. Okay, washi tape. So it's like that material that was there. So you have. Oh, look, I like this one. So we've got Not a lot, but that's okay. You're not going to use a whole ton of it. I like this postage stamp one, so you know, you get to put a little bit down on your thing and on your design, and then you just cut it with your fingers. It's super easy. And yeah, so you just go, ah, and there you go. And the jagged edge, all the more. So we have a nice little variety of the tones that scream junk journal, which are these guys here, the creamy backdrops, these wood grains. Depending upon what this is. What is this guy? Just circles. I mean, if you're doing a nautical junk journal, this could totally work. So yeah, so it's just, you know, how you see things. What does this one say? This is another red one that what is it? That lightens on what? That lightens on the heart. Always the I don't know. I think when they translate things, they just translate things so wildly. So we got some really thin ones, and we have ones that are much thicker. So not bad. So little stash of washi that can be added. You know, it doesn't take much to add a little something something on a design. Now I can't get them back in. You see, people? This is what I don't understand. Okay, that one goes there. This one goes here. Woo! There we go. Alright, so back in the box. Back in the box. I'm gonna hurt myself with these scissors. Okay, let's see. Oh, another stamp set. So this one has more of the text again, like the pages, and this one has a mushroom situation. Mushrooms are big all around, so I just was like, hey, we'll stick with the trend and what's on trend. Okay, oh, another one. This one has, oh, this is entomology, so that's another thing. Like nature, stuff like that. So we've got the bee, the butterfly, the beetle, different beetles, the dragonfly, and then they all have that grungy connected to a number, connected to a grid background. So these are already like preset collages that are stamped. So they're like, you know, for the background. And we do have another one of these, which has some books and stuff. And I think this is a reading list from the library, a library card, and then always learning. What does it say? Currently reading. So another thing is like tracking the reading. That's one of the things that I was thinking, oh, I have to read more this year. So, you know, that drew my attention for that at first. Okay, then we have this guy, which is film strips. Using images of people, olden people that they look like they're from back in the day, black and white photos, or that imagery of sepia tones. You're going to have that in paper and stuff like that. You could then add a frame around them, you know, stamp a frame over them. So that's cool. Okay, all right, so this I thought was cute because it gave us the little things on the top and then the paper. So there's 30 pieces in here. And so you can add that to a section in your book. And you can just cover that up like that if you wanted to. It has one already there. Is this a sticker too? Because it's got a shiny back. Okay. Well, I don't want to bend it because it's like that plasticky feel. Yes, it is. It's a sticker. Oh my god, I'm gonna save so much glue. Anyway, so this is cute. So you have the ones that are already done. You've got the grungy, rusty kind of feel to it. And then if you set up your own like tag, you can add this to the top to create your own little clipboard. I think this is you know, I think I picked some good stuff, if I might say so myself. I got these, which are old-timey series modeled old rulers. So these are stickers. It says that they are stickers. So it's just, you know, you want to add a little piece of a ruler and stuff. I'm not going to take these out. You guys can see different kind of rulers are in there. So this is cool. Okay, we've got this, which is another retro collection of tags. So tags. So even this, you can even keep this and add this to a junk journal and just like put a sticker on top of that. So we've got a bunch of, oh, this guy's off center. What the hell? So again, a washi sticker. Okay, and again, so you can see through it. It's got those tones, you know, and so you have a couple of each design, and yeah, that's nice. It's cute. It's cute. It's cute. I'm not mad at it. What is that? Okay. Yeah. So they're small, and you may just use this as an accent. Again, it's all about layering. And you know, you would ink these up as well. You wouldn't just slap them on a design without really augmenting them in some way or fashion. Let's see, what is this? Okay, this is a bunch of word stickers. Now, I don't know if I would add a lot of words to my junk journals. There are people who stay away from it and only add, you know, when I say words, I mean like sentiments, like things that are being actually said. When the why is clear, the how is easy, you know, those kind of things. But I also make cards, right? And I also make scrapbooking pages. So these things could come into play there. So it's not only for junk journaling. I do not give up. If it is important to you, you will find a way. If not, you will find an excuse. I should make that big and put that in my class. Anyway, so there's a bunch of different ones. So they have inspirational set. They have famous quotes, a prose collection, romance set, and benediction. What is that? Before Alice got to Wonderland, she had to fall. Okay. So that's another little supply that I have that who knows if I would incorporate it. Probably not, but I have other uses for it. So we've got more ephemera, and more ephemera. So let's see what these guys look like. Okay. Oh, yes, this is the anatomy one. That's another thing. The weird and the wondrous and you know, like the botany, the botanicals, the entomology. All of these things are themes that you will see. So these are cool because they have that vintagey and they are different parts of anatomy. Look at that heart. It looks so cool. Imagine combining these two together to make yourself a frame, you know? So many ideas already. Anyway, so yeah, that is the thing. So I am going to be documenting this on a different channel. So I will be doing that. And, oh, we got some more washi. Let me pull out, because now I can see the bottom of the bag. Washi. 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 And that's not washi, but it's the same shape. What is this? And this is washi. Okay, so washi tape. This looks like a long strip of text. Again, in that brown sepia tone. So you take as much or as little as you need to add to your design. There's that style. Then there's this one, which is a little darker. Let me get this off so we can see. Ow. Hurt myself. It's a little darker in tone. So let me just show you. Because it is washi, so it's going to have that translucency. But what I've been noticing is that a lot of the washis are coming now with that paper backing. So you're able to take it out, not have to worry about anything. You could look at it and pick out a section that you want. You can take the rest of it that you don't use and put it into a bin or something. You can cut this up into little sections. So without this backing, you have to kind of just go with the next thing that's there. This one also has that going on, I think. And this one has tickets. So a couple of different tickets that come. Oh my goodness. All right, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, so there's no automatic separation, so you need to cut it down. But you know, the white of it all is jarring for a junk journal. But oh, I took it off like that, and it should be on the other side. But we'll figure that out. So you got that in the backing. So you got all of these. So these are cool. You can cut them out, fussy cut them as close as you can, and then just ink the edges before you lay it down. Or when you lay it down, maybe it won't be as stark white. That's the other thing. Let's see. Okay, come on. You were just up. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, so so I was considering doing the junk journaling here on this channel because this channel is just about me doing a bunch of stuff. But it has been heavy with certain items. Yeah, that's still a little bit too white. It's been heavy with, you know, makeup and hauls of stuff and the nails and things like that, that to then incorporate crafting, that might be the jam of the people who are already subscribed. So I don't want to put anybody off. So I'm going to be starting, and I'm going to have my channel. I'll put the name in the description if you're interested and you're going to be crafting. It's going to start April 1st, and that's not a joke. It's going to start April 1st. And yeah, so drop on by. If you're into crafting, I'm going to go through the whole process of like getting started in terms of junk journaling. So yeah, I'm buying all of these little things, you know, because you got to have variety, but I'm also a creative person. So I will be doing videos of like how to and how to make things and how to put things together. These are individual. That is so awesome. That is so, look at that. They're individual. I just don't like how much white it is, but I'm still like, that is cool. That is cool. That is cool. That is cool. So yeah. So the white is an issue, but you ink it up, you call it George, and you're good. All right. Before I open this one, let's go into this one here. So this one, oh, I thought it was a slide out. Yeah, lied. This isn't slide. So this is another one of the washies. Again, this one has a map vibe and some other things. Okay, let's get this bad boy out. So you're going to see that you have that. I mean, you can see, I didn't show you the thing, but it's travel time. So you've got this, like, and this packaging, like, totally would keep this and incorporate some of this into the junk journal. I'm telling you. So you've got the maps, you've got cars, trains, this map of the world. This one is what is it? What? Time is on is what on the road? I don't know. Just text. Another map, a different kind of map. Tickets. We've got another kind of map. We've got balloons. That's another like World's Fair kind of theme. You can do that. So we've got music. Yeah. So there's a nice little variety of travel themed stuff there. That's cool. Oh, the one over here has nothing to do with junk journaling. This was about the book reading stuff that I was wanting to. So, you know, you want to start a whole bunch of different endeavors. So this one is called PE tape, pet tape. So it's different than washi. So let me show you. Okay. Even though it's, you know, still comes on the same thing like a roll. Let's see here. I'm not sure which side it is that comes off, but yeah. So this one is, as you see, that some of it has a shine. The books are not shiny, but this is more of a plasticky feel. So it doesn't have that washy feel. It has more of a plastic feel. So let me try to take a separation for you to see. Right? Come on, come on. Come on. Da, 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 da. Anyway. Oh crap. Oh, why are you not giving me, why are you giving me a hard time? Why is it giving me a hard time? if this is gonna be the case all the time, that's not good. Okay, I lifted that one over there. So yeah, so that's there. So it may look like it's very similar to washi, but it's not. And you can tell by the back there is a translucency a little bit, but it's not the same. This is a full-on print, and it will have that clear plastic on the sides. So yeah, this is PE tape, PET tape, tape like washi tape. This is PET tape. So we've got a book theme that I wanted to have to kind of, you know, try to read some more this year. Fairly miserable already at that. Oh, here's the other bad boy. Oh, but that one's broken, so we're gonna have to, you know, let them know, do a little refund. Not gonna open that. Okay. Oh, we got some more stencils. These are book related, I could tell already. So let me just take them out so you could see. So we've got books that are open. I'll put this stuff on here. Got open books, books that are opening, stacks of books. We've got full-on bookcases like that. We've got some other stacks, different stacks, and like that. So variety of that. And yeah, so you can add those things to the journaling. Okay. All right. Getting close to the end. Okay, this one I believe is another pet PET. Some set message realm. Okay, yeah. So see, it says PET. So all of these kind of things are in here. So let's take a look and stuff. So you get 4 rows of it. Okay. All right. So let's right here. This is right here is the beginning of this one. So it doesn't have that white tape on the beginning. And we lift that up. And oh, no bueno. Okay, I took a whole sticker thing off, but that's all right. Oh, so this is cool. This is like a frame, like you would see on the in the camcorder if you were recording. So we've got this camcorder kind of situation. I think they all are related to film. Yeah. So the same thing, that PE tape, and they seem to be individual pieces, which is nice, you know. So you can just pull off the one that you want from the roll, because it does repeat after a certain amount. Okay, let's see here. Oh, so journaling, you make a junk journal, you make it with some chipboard. You may want to put like this decorative edge to the corners. They're kind of fat, so I don't know how much paper or how squished down they will get, but I decided to get some hardware. Smaller size here. Maybe they're the same size. I think they're, no, these are smaller. So we got 2 different sizes there. Oh, this is a bunch of stickers. Noble women. Damn, they are small. These guys are like tiny. Tiny. So, kind of disappointed with that. But you know what? Make it work somehow. You know? Add them to a floral situation. And, yeah, little accent. But they have a huge white border, which is like annoying, because you don't want that stark white. But we'll figure that out. We got some more of those little stickers from the retro collection, so there's like another set of those. We've got some PET stickers here that are, let's see what these guys were. Oh, just like musical, traveling, that kind of thing. So these are the PET stickers, which come off nicely and you don't have that white border. So that's cool. I like these. Okay. And this one is, so like there's a lot of stuff, you know, and I'm not a snob to use them. So we've got a lighthouse. That's so cute. I live in Long Island. There's supposedly a lot of lighthouses around here. But anyway, lighthouses, boats, celestial. I don't know about the celestial, but not for the junk journals anyway. That moon is beautiful. What else? Yeah, so this is cool. These feel like the washi stickers. So, you know, you get these sticker packs, you never know like what all is going to be in it. But so far, like, I have not been disappointed in anything. So this was a nice haul. I had been off Temu for quite a while. Oh my god, I went to the dollar store to look for these freaking books. Remember how they used to be in the dollar store all the time? And like, hello, where the hell are they? I could not find them. Or this one. Oh my goodness. And it's so funny they get these little tiny ones. But I wanted like the full size one to add. And maybe coffee dye them too. I'm in a coffee dyeing frenzy over here. So yeah, so these are cool. And I think there's 3 more things. And then, if you haven't left already, I will say thank you for hanging out. And until next time. But let me get those last things out. Oh, okay, good. It's only 2 things. So okay, these are lined, like outlined. So these are florals that are outlined in black. Flower down, so outlined in black. So the sticker is very subtle. I like that. That's very cool. It's very, very cool. So we got that. And then the other thing that I got were these things because some people that I've been watching, they make little dangles to hang off of their journals and stuff like that. So I said, hey, why not? They had a bag of dangles, the pieces to make the dangles. So you got the light bulbs, the camera, microphones. It's like crazy variety in here, but you know, to each his own. But I think it's vintagey with this bronzy kind of coloring. So hey, it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work. Anyway, so that was my haul. This is all of my crafty goodness that is going to go towards my creative journey, but also the channel that I'm going to be focusing on my crafts. So, thank you for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope some of you found out about some good things out there if you're a crafter, and you will come back. Or you will visit me in the other channel if you want to actually follow along and do some junk journaling and learning the process as I learn it too. So anyway, thank you for coming, and until next time, ciao, ciao. Bye.